Well, welcome to God's grand production, a sacred look behind the curtain of your life. What you thought was random, delayed, or denied was always divinely directed. You woke up today with a plan. Everything was timed perfectly. You had somewhere to be and you were already cutting it close. You reached for your keys, but they weren't there. Not on the table, not on the door, not in your bag, not where you swear you left them. You spiraled, first confusion, then frustration, then that heavy feeling in your chest, I'm going to be late. You tore the place apart. You blamed yourself, you blamed the morning, you blamed the chaos. What you didn't know was that heaven was tolling you on purpose. Because at exactly 1:03 p.m., as you would have stepped out the door, a man across the street was bending down to pick up his phone. He wasn't looking in a car, distracted, texting. Was about to speed through the light. Your foot would have hit the pavement at the same time, but you never would have made it back to that pavement alive. You were in your living room, sweating, pacing, annoyed, searching for those stubborn keys, and just then, in the other realm, your future self exhaled. The guide smiled, the timeline shifted, and the scene was rewritten. Your scene. 5 minutes later, you found the keys right where you looked 3 times before, and no, you were not crazy. They were hidden, not by a trick, but by grace. Because this is how divine protection works, not always with fireworks, not always with angel wings and blinding lights. Sometimes it just looks like a delay, a detour, an inconvenience, a missing set of keys. But in God's grand production, even the smallest pause can save your life. So the next time you're late, before you curse the clock, breathe. Ask yourself, what if this is a divine choreography? Because the truth is, there is no accidents, no coincidences, just a brilliant director orchestrating every scene with your highest good in mind. And sometimes, what feels like a problem is actually your protection. This was another scene of God's grand production. And remember, just because you couldn't see it doesn't mean it wasn't being written in your favor.